Oh my God, there were so many like older gays who hated the video.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 28. I am your host, Alanized, and this is Noche de Pendejadas. Para todas las pendejas allá en casita que no saben qué es esto, escuchen pendejas. Noche de Pendejadas is a weekly episodic show where I go ahead and bring your favorite influencer to chismear, have some cocktails, and see what the fuck they've been up to. So si tú quieres que te traiga a tu influencer favorito, leave their usernames down below porque a lo mejor la semana que viene te lo traigo. La invitada de la semana pasada, you guys, estuvo super chingona, and this week's guest is no exception. Please help me welcome tonight's guest, Brandon Jordan.
Right. Hi.
I feel like this episode we've been talking about like doing it. Y hasta que se nos hizo, we finally made it happen. I actually wanted to have you during the month of Pride.
Oh yeah,
because I feel like you're such an icon in, you know, the LGBT community on social media. But no se pudo. I don't know why we couldn't make it happen. You know what?
It wasn't working, girl. We were like
everywhere.
Back and forth.
And also, Noche de Pendejadas during the month of Pride, we probably only did like 2 episodes the whole month instead of like 4.
No,
so it was just chaotic. But you know what?
We
made it happen. We're here. So para todos allá en casita that probably don't know him, I'm gonna go ahead and send it over to him para que él les diga un poquito más de quién es y qué hace.
Hi, honey. My name is Brendan Jordan. First of all, thank you for having me on. I am just a gender queer bitch. I am literally just, gender. I usually just call myself that, a gender queer icon.
Because you are.
I think we're all icons, but I definitely, that's like my mantra every single day. I enjoy making people laugh. I enjoy making people smile and also think a bit more.
We've been following each other, I want to say, for a while now.
Girl, it was like back in 2016. Yeah, were people doing the Kylie lip challenge? Like, that is some veteran shit.
That is like a long time ago. Do you remember when we first met? I kind of don't fucking recall.
I think it was at like BeautyCon.
It probably was, you guys. Or like Generation Beauty.
Some shit like that, girl.
Like those big conventions back in the day. But I remember the last time I saw you was not too long ago, actually.
We were at the club.
We were in WeHo for a NYX Cosmetics event.
Your first time in WeHo.
My first time in WeHo,
by the way.
You guys. I know you guys are gonna be like, Alan, tú eres joto and you've never been to WeHo. I've never been. She's
never fucking been, girl. I was like, for real? And you live in OC.
I do.
It's not far. Like, I've been to WeHo more times than she has. And I was like in Vegas at the time.
I don't know. For me, I feel like it was more like there's clubs here. Like, why I gotta drive an hour to go over there?
I respect that, girl.
So for me, it's more of that.
Well, then honestly, girl, WeHo's not all that. I'll just say that, girl. I'm sorry. I'm not bagging on WeHo. It's a culture. It's a world of its own. But there are other places other than WeHo, if that makes sense. And for those who aren't familiar, WeHo stands for West Hollywood, aka the queer community, the queer neighborhood, the gayborhood, if you will, in Los Angeles. Notorious for its nightlife. So it's like, it has a lively strip where the gay is gay and the doll's doll.
So ya que conocieron un poquito a Brandon, we're going to go into the chisme. We want to know a little bit more about you. But before that, we're going to get into the drinks. You guys, we have some liquid death here.
Right.
This is actually water.
It's literally water.
It's literally water. We're over here acting like we're going to get fucked up. But this is just some fancy ass fucking water. Even when I first had it, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Here, cheers.
Fuck, I'm spilling this shit all over myself, girl.
It's about to be a montage.
I know.
I'm like, was that on purpose?
What are we cheersing to?
Cheers to this episode.
That's right.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to the 40-minute drive. It was very relaxing.
40 minutes? Mm-hmm. That's not that bad.
I love driving. Are you kidding?
I hate driving, but a 40-minute drive to my house is actually
I don't mind driving. Like, I drive everywhere for Facebook Marketplace pickups.
Oh,
because I'll buy furiture. I need to go get a couch.
It would have costed you less to fucking buy it here.
And it was $200, girl. Who cares?
Period. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off, you guys. I want to know a little bit more about you. I want to know a little bit more about your childhood. How was Brandon as a child? How do you feel like your childhood shaped you to be the person you are now?
Well, I mean, I'll start off. I think you could probably relate to this one, Alan, but growing up, I obviously never fucking felt like I fit in with the kids. It wasn't even until I started third grade, middle school, whatever, where I started to realize that I was different, because I would get pointed out at, you know, like, oh, why do you sound like a girl? I think I remember third grade, someone said that to me. It was just weird, because it's like I heard the first time hearing the word gay was when I was in second grade, and I didn't really even know what that meant.
Yeah.
But I also had crushes on boys. So it's like, I was
You're like, I must be then.
I mean, but they didn't, I still didn't even really understand like the concept of that. So I was born this way. But, you know, it was hard, because I went to a private religious school pretty much my whole life. And so obviously like organized religion was something that has been a part of my life since I was like very little. And obviously like in that world, people are taught that that's not okay. You know, like anything non-hetero is like
not okay.
You're fucking wrong. You're going to hell, and it's a sin basically. So I hid a lot. I really did, because it's like, it's just weird, you know? I mean, obviously when you're surrounded by a world that's telling you who you are is not okay, there's really no other reaction that you can have.
Of course,
that other than hiding, because it's a safety defense mechanism. So the internet was pretty much the only thing I really had. I got my first phone when I was like in fourth grade.
Oh shit!
I know.
Fourth grade. I'm like, I didn't have that until like high school.
Girl, I had to write an essay to my dad as to why he should let me have that phone. So, but I was very spoiled and grateful to get that.
At least there was like an educational purpose to getting it.
It was just bullshit, girl. Let's be real. I'm like, I need this phone.
Hey, but at least he made you write an essay. Like there was a whole, you know.
Yeah, he was like, you need to write reasons as to why you feel you need to have this. But I think also my dad was born in Peru, so he has like that really protective Latino father like mentality. So he wanted to make sure I had something on me for protection, because you know the world. It was like 2009, so it was getting to that point. So I got on the internet, and YouTube was like my first obsession, I want to say. Like, did you watch Tyler Oakley?
I did.
And like, okay,
Bethany
so you know.
Moda, like OGs.
It's that era, girl. I think that era took all of us by storm. It was like, what, 2013, I want to say, where YouTube really took off, and people started to see it as like, oh, this is a thing now. Like, there are personalities online making careers and livelihoods and just whole brands off of their personality. And I mean, I wasn't even thinking about that at that age. What I saw was people like me living the way that I wanted to live, meaning out and proud for who they were, and doing it so just openly, you know, and I being so closed off, I was just vicariously living through people like Tyler Oakley, Grace Helbig, even Miranda Sings, like she would have like a gay friend. Just watching her be so supportive like made me feel like, okay, I can have that, you know?
What's your summer fantasy? A whirlwind romance in Italy? Getting wet dancing in a warm rainstorm? Or maybe an unexpected summer fling? No matter how you want to get steamy this season, Dipsea has a sexy story for you to indulge in all your fantasies. Dipsea is an app full of hundreds of short, sexy audio stories designed by women for women. They bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and characters, no matter who you're into or what turns you on. Find stories about the intriguing coworker with a British accent or hooking up with your hot yoga instructor. Hear the sexy voices of Sarunas J. Jackson, ER Fightmaster, Luke Cook, and many others in stories like you've never heard before. New content is released every week, so in between listening to your favorite stories again and again, you can always find something new to explore. Dipsea also has sleep stories, wellness sessions, and now they offer off-written stories. It's your go-to place to spice up your me time, explore your fantasies, or heat up things with a partner. I personally love putting on my single friends onto Dipsea because it spices up their me time. For listeners of the show, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/Alan. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to DIP dipsystories.com/Alan. That's dipsystories.com/Alan.
And this was when I was like 13, 12, 13, 14.
Fourth grade, yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think it was like 6, 7.
Okay, yeah.
That's when
I'm like,
started.
that's a big ass
big ass age, girl. What are you doing
I'm
still
like, how
in
many
fourth
fucking
grade?
grades did you flunk?
No, I was like 10 in fourth grade. But I was, I got into the whole YouTube thing when I was like 12.
So you got your phone and you started doing videos, or were you just just a consumer of the videos?
I was a huge consumer.
Okay,
I was a huge fan. Like I literally was following like every VidCon vlog.
Oh shit.
I honestly feel like that was the heyday of
Yeah, it
YouTube
really was, yeah.
and the heyday of like those VidCon days. Now TikTok has changed things, but I feel like back then, like if you watched those OG bitches, like it was fun.
Yeah, it
was
was
fun because it was so new.
And there wasn't a lot of people doing it.
No.
I feel like now it's so hard to keep up with people that like there's so many personalities, which is great. There's so many personalities, so people doing it that it's so saturated.
Well, it's normalized now.
It's the normal. Being an influencer is like
it's very normal.
Anyone can be one.
Back then it was like a spectacle. It was like, oh, are you vlogging? Like it's like exciting because no one really did that. Like Miles J, I don't know if you're familiar, but I'm not familiar with their pronouns right now, so I apologize. I'm just going to use they, them, but they, back then in 2013 were very much like their whole brand was like, oh, I'm a cross-dresser, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Miles lived in Vegas also.
And you're from Vegas.
And I'm from Vegas. And so just to see someone like wearing clothes of like, what was marketed towards the opposite gender was also a huge awakening for me, because growing up, I think there was always more to my sexuality. There was also a gender aspect there that really I don't think I knew was there, but I didn't really know how to describe it, if that makes sense. Like there's a woman in there for sure. But yeah, sorry, I get distracted, honey. My ADHD bites my ass, girl.
Was there any specific moment you remember where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna come out, I'm tired of hiding?
It was watching all of those LGBTQ fucking YouTubers share their coming out story. And I think there's something important there, because you realize, oh shit, these people who are making videos and they're like one bedroom apartment are fucking like influencing and making impact on children's lives like mine. I was one of many, I can guarantee you.
No, of course, yeah.
So because I didn't really even know how to do it. And in that way, it kind of taught me how to like have the conversation. First of all, not even have the conversation, but be okay with it myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you and your experience and if you can relate, but before I came out, I was very much, I couldn't even say the word gay.
It takes time to accept yourself.
It does.
Because I feel like growing up, you kind of, everyone, the bullying and everyone kind of makes you feel like there's something wrong with you.
Absolutely.
So you kind of makes you feel like there's a problem with me that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
But when you realize there really isn't anything to be fixed, that's where you kind of, learn to accept yourself. And that takes time for a lot of people. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's something like, people look at me like I'm so effeminate and I carry myself just so myself now that they can't even imagine that there was at one point where I would just cringe hearing the word gay. And it took a while, but it happened.
That's actually a thing. Like, I have never really thought about that now as an adult.
Yeah.
I remember even as a kid, even when they weren't even saying the word gay towards me, I kind of felt some way.
Because you knew it was about you, girl.
I remember I would like, start having anxiety just from hearing the word gay. And I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah. And it's funny. And honestly, I think the reason why it takes a lot of people a lot of time to come out and be okay with themselves is because it's hard to be okay with yourself. Our world, even if you're not gay, if you are straight and hetero or whatever, you're still going to be taught some way, somehow that what you are and who you are is wrong. Even if it doesn't have anything to do with sexuality. I think our world in general, once you come out of the womb and your life starts, there's expectations set of how you act in public, of how you act at home, different cultural backgrounds, different, just practices of how people live their lives. And you are stripped of yourself the second you start living life. Everyone has expectations of us because everyone else has expectations put on them.
Yes.
And it's something that can't really be fixed. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think what the coming to moment is when you start learning about who you are again and connecting to your child, I think, is a big part of it.
So you came out at a very young age.
I did.
Super, super young age. How old were you when you came out?
I was 13.
Oh, that's super, super young. I remember coming out you guys until like high school. That is something to be super proud of, because I feel like for me, I was super scared at that age, even though at the time I already knew I was gay. You know what I mean? So I feel like it takes a lot to be able to be like, you know what? I am tired of hiding and I'm going to come out at a very young age.
You know, I mean, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it definitely does take a lot just for anyone, no matter who you are, to come out. And I won't discredit that for myself either. But I will say that a large part of it had to do with the privilege I have that is my parents. My parents and my family have always pretty much been supportive. Even if my father and just the men in the family, even if they've had their own like predetermined beliefs, they have always prioritized putting their love for me first, which honestly is one of the biggest reasons why I was able to come out. And also I have an out and proud cousin, Jeffrey. He is super gay and he's like in his, Jeffrey, I don't know. Are you 35? I don't know how old you are.
So you had someone to like look up to. Yeah.
I did. And before I could tell, you know, when I was like in second grade, he would have like boyfriends come to the house and they'd be like, oh, there's his friend. And I'd be like, his friend has a deep ass V-neck on, girl.
I'm like, yeah, they ain't friends.
I'm clocking it. I'm like, wait a minute.
You have fucking second grade.
There's something limp to that wrist.
So you come out super young.
At a sushi restaurant. How gay.
Oh shit. You literally told your parents you were gay at a sushi restaurant.
I mean, I didn't say the word gay. I didn't even say the word gay.
What would you say? You're like,
I just said, you know, I can see myself ending up romantically with a man more than I can with a woman. Those are the exact words I said. Yeah.
At 13.
Yes, I'm not kidding.
Oh shit.
Yes.
I just said I was different in high school. I sat my mom down and I was like, es que yo no soy como mis hermanos. And I'm like, you're over here with an elaborated ass fucking response. That's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if those were exactly my words, meaning I don't know if I came up with those words or if I heard someone else say that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you know what? I have always been like elaborate like that, especially when it comes to bouncing around the truth. I'll always say as many words. It's like
not say the word.
I gotta get 500 words and then I say girl. It's been a really interesting time, being very interested on this time, like one of those kind of moments.
We know a little bit more about your childhood. I want to know, what was the start of your social media career? You know, it's so funny. I actually kind of know a little bit, but I want to hear it from your end. How did Brandon Jordan, you know, become who he is online?
Oh gosh. Okay. So I've always wanted to do social media, but I was really scared just because people are rude. Yeah. Rude ass bitches, girl. And, you know, people don't believe in you until they actually see you're doing shit that other people believe in. You know, it's like, and when I say people, I mean like locals.
Even family too.
Family, absolutely. Family, friends, high school friends, you know, or middle school friends. It's the people closest to you because they just view you as like, oh, that's just Brendan. Like, you know, nothing neighborhood crazy. Brendan. I mean, he's different, but it's like, who really is gonna. So I just wanted to preface that. And it wasn't until I was caught being a little gay ass bitch on a news camera when I was 14. Which blew up like overnight. So, okay, I should probably state this better. I went to a mall opening in Las Vegas. It was freshman year of high school. Brand new year. It was October or early October. So I have been barely started like the school year. I didn't know anyone. And there was like this mall opening in Las Vegas. And there was a news camera and there was no one around. I asked, I'm like, are you guys doing interviews? Cause I'm just like a camera spotlight whore.
Yeah, like just get me on TV.
I just have a need to entertain. I like to make people laugh. And so they were like, no, but you can stick around cause we need some background people. And I go, okay. I'm like, I'll try my best to be a background person.
You're like, I can't promise you anything.
So I stood right in the center. I marked my spot and I stood there and then a crowd started forming and then the lights went on, girl. And I was just, you know, being my extra self, like, kitty cat, girl. I don't even know. I was just being an annoying little bitch, but fierce. That was really it. Honestly, the people ask like, oh, why'd you do it? I was like, so I can go home later, watch it and laugh with my family. Just like, oh my God.
I'm on TV.
Yeah, just like this stupid little moment. And then when we got home, we never saw it. Because I guess it was live. And we were so disappointed. I was like, we did it for nothing.
I mean, like, I embarrassed myself for nothing. I did the most.
I didn't feel embarrassed. It was just very much like, bitch, I did all that work for nothing.
Yeah.
So, we're like, I guess we're never fucking seeing that again. So we go to bed. And then, the next day I had school. It was a Friday. And so I did school. And then I remember coming home from school that day and someone messaged me saying, someone like from an acting class I was doing, she texted me saying, Brendan, everyone at my school has been talking about you all day. I guess there's like some video going around. I'm like, girl, what is it? Multiple people like during that live broadcast took video on their phones of the TV screen of me doing it or like screen recording or whatever and posted it.
And it went viral.
Well, it started that night.
Okay.
That was, and I was watching it real time blow up. It wasn't overnight, and then it was numbers.
Yeah.
I was literally coming home from school, and that's when it started.
Oh, shit.
And so all of a sudden, Michelle Visage, one of the Drag Race judges, iconic woman, she posted it on her Facebook, and then that has like a shit ton of shares. This was back in the Vine days. Kim Kardashian Vined it. Kourtney Kardashian Vined it. Like, or revined it or whatever. All of like my favorite drag queens were posting it. Like, it's just like everyone was just posting about it. And then everyone was like, okay, where is this kid? And then they find out I'm a Gaga fan. So now Lady Gaga tweeted, okay, I need to see this applause kid, because a lot of people think I was doing the applause choreography. I was literally just doing like subtle nuances, like, motivated and inspired by the applause music video, but I wasn't doing like the exact applause choreography. I was doing little Gaga nuances that she had going on. But so everyone started calling it like the applause video, or like the kid who was dancing to Lady Gaga's
what's
applause.
funny? That's how I knew it.
Everyone thinks that way.
That's how I knew it, because the way I found you, let me stop you there and then we'll continue with that combo. The other day, I hadn't seen a video of like little you in a while.
Yeah, neither have I, girl.
Which this is what I mean by your phones fucking listen, bitch. Your phones fucking listen, because tell me why. I was texting my manager, which happens to manage both of us, and we were talking about you, kind of like, okay, well, he can do this day, setting up a date. Okay, we book you like when the day is. I kid you not, 20 motherfucking minutes later, bitch, out of nowhere, this video pops up on my For You page. Is this the video?
When was this posted?
I don't know.
4 days ago. So that is so funny.
Is that the video?
That's exactly one of the angles.
I guess
that is one of the angles someone was taking in real life that I had no idea they were doing. There's multiple angles of this. I'm not kidding.
So I'm going to put this on the screen, you guys, so you guys can see a reference of what video we're talking about. Everybody thought you were doing the applause.
Yes. And then overnight, that just kind of like blew up. And I think it's because even before that went viral, I was such a vocal Gaga fan to begin with. So people were just already like marrying us together. I mean, like, I love Lady Gaga, it was such a huge like honor. And so she tweeted about it. It's like, where is this kid? And then finally, like, after tweeting about me, she found me, and then she messaged me twice.
Oh shit.
Not messaged, or tweeted, like replied like twice. And then she followed me, which isn't like that big of a flex. I mean, she follows like every like one on Twitter pretty much, or at least she used to. I don't know if she does anymore.
Wait, she don't follow me? I'm like, so it is a flex.
Really? You don't have a Gaga follow? That's so weird. So anyways, yeah.
No. That's iconic though.
Thank you.
That's
no,
really
it was,
fucking
I remember
iconic.
crying. My mother cried. And then all of a sudden I just, hit 100K just like that, just overnight.
Just from the tweet and the videos.
Girl, it was like a week, and maybe I had like 200K, 300K. Like,
oh shit.
It fucking
blew up.
No, like crazy, almost to the point where I didn't even know how to handle it. And we can talk about that if you want.
Because you were a kid. How was that,
Well, I was, 13, 14. I was freshly out.
Well, you were very young still.
I was freshly 14, and I came out that year.
Oh shit!
That same year, when
so
I was 13.
Everything was kind of like whoo.
And I was also started high school, freshman at a new school.
Oh, okay.
So I never really had like much of an introduction to the gay community. Oh my God, there were so many like older gays who hated the video.
Oh shit.
Ripped it to shreds. I'm not kidding. Like would message my mother, would find my mom on Facebook, or message my account that was ran by my mother on Facebook, you know, because Facebook's like the older people are on it, and be like, how dare you as a parent raise your child this way to be so flamboyant? Like they're setting us 50 years back. They're setting the harmful stereotype that every gay man should just be a flamboyant, flaming faggot. Sorry, I probably shouldn't say that, but like that was the word, you know, that everyone was using. And so it was really harm or disappointing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and I'm not going to say I didn't have support. I did. There was a shit ton of support, but it was surprising to me how a majority of the hate was exclusively from gay men. Yeah. Older gay men.
How, as a, you know, like I said, I feel like you were still pretty young. How, seeing all those messages, and like you said, you kind of blew up like in a short period of time. How did you take that?
I mean, you know, it was something that like outwardly I was like, oh, whatever. People can say whatever they want. Like it was very much that was my response always. But then there was always like but are they right? Inside my head, you know, like, are they right? Do I need to tone it down? And for a while, I think that kind of like put a little stump on me a bit because I care a lot about what other people think. I'm a huge people pleaser. I think that kind of comes with almost wanting to make people smile and laugh and entertain them. I think a people pleasing aspect comes with that as well. Yeah. Which I found out, if you aim to entertain or smile or make people laugh without wanting to please them, you actually end up making them laugh more. It was a little difficult. And not only that, because I was kind of launched into a space that I didn't even really have intention. I did have a want to do it, but there wasn't a specific intention as to how to like brand myself. Yeah. You know, now it's like, okay, people liked that, but like, you know, I wouldn't call myself a dancer really. Yeah. Like, could I pick up a 5, 6, 7, 8? Absolutely. Yes. You know, I'm a musical theater kid at heart, but it's like, I wouldn't say like, oh, I am a dancer and that's it. You know, there was so much more to that. So there was a big, like, almost like weird, I don't know how to transition this. You know, I led with my message. Yeah. I always have led with my message and the truth of who I am, which is constantly about just owning yourself and owning your power and learning about that. And I never wanted to come off as like I know everything about myself and I know exactly what I'm doing. I don't know shit, girl. I'm a fucking mess. I am, but it's the fuck yeah, I'm a mess, where you own yourself. You own that shit, girl. Like, because you're not supposed to be perfect.
I feel like, exactly, you're not supposed to be perfect. Maybe before, how people used to look up to certain influencers and YouTubers, that's the same way a lot of people now, the newer generation, looks up to you, you know?
Yeah, thank you. And I think it was very much like, you know, I fell into the pressure, honestly, because this was, you know, the big influencer boom, I want to say, was 2015, 2016, 2017, where we were seeing a lot of people come up. And I think I almost fell into the pressure a little bit because, you know, Beauty Boys, that was the launch of the Beauty Boy. Remember? There was like a big old movement for that, which was fucking killer. And there were just so many people just coming onto the scene. I guess I just really didn't even know like where my place was or what I was supposed to be doing, because it's like I wanted to make people smile and laugh, but you know, TikTok wasn't around, Vine was pretty much over, there was YouTube, you know, but I didn't really even know what I wanted to do.
Did you ever think, because of the way you were maybe showed and presented to the world, that that's what made it harder for you to kind of branch out to what you really wanted to do?
Yeah, I mean, because okay, when I say this, I don't want it to be taken the wrong way. The person I was being in that viral video is me. You know, it is a part of me. It's a part of who I am. But that isn't me all the time. You know what I mean? Just like any other persona and character, there's more to, we're human. You know, there's more there always. And so I think I also felt a pressure to keep up that persona, or I don't even, see, it's weird to say persona. I only say persona so that people can understand what I'm talking about. But when I say persona, it's really just an extension from me because there's truth in that as well. It's a part of me just extended a little bit and fantasized and romanticized.
I feel like what it is too, like, you know, I feel like people, when they started following you, they fell in love with that, you know, part of you. So you kind of almost felt like you had to keep up with that, because if not, then all the support that you gained from that video was going to be gone. And as a creator, you kind of always be like, okay, I need to go back to my roots. And for you, your roots on social media was that video.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Because you're thinking, you're like, okay, how do I market this? And how do I make shit that stems from that? But it's hard because that video, was it great? Hell yeah. Was it viral? Hell yeah. But I think to base your entire brand just because of one success isn't maybe the smartest thing to do, because now you're boxing yourself in, you know, and did I lead with that? Absolutely. Am I forever grateful because it has single-handedly changed the trajectory of my life. I'll be quite honest, you know, and I don't say that lightly. And that's why I'm immensely grateful for the experience and for what it has done for me, specifically now, because I think I found out a lot more about myself recently. You know, there was a long time that I've done social media where I really didn't know what I was doing. Because, you know, the big beauty was like huge. And now it's not really like the thing anymore, in my opinion. Lifestyle for sure. Which in my opinion has benefited me in so many ways, because I feel like, not that beauty wasn't my thing and not that it's not a part of who I am. I just don't think I am a beauty influencer.
You know, it's crazy. That's exactly how I feel, because I feel like when lifestyle came around, it was kind of like a way to escape from just the beauty, because I've always loved makeup. I've always loved the beauty of it, but I've always said I'm not just a beauty boy. It's
hard to keep up with too,
It's hard too. And for me, like, I want to say it this way, like, a lot of the people that were doing beauty, boys that were doing beauty at the time that I was doing beauty and stuck to just beauty, aren't doing much now, because it's hard to they didn't transition. It's
hard to transition,
And makeup, yes, makeup will always be such a big industry, but when it comes to social media,
tutorials aren't in.
Exactly. And that's
I'm not saying that as a shade. No, I'm not. I'm just saying,
really the truth, and I've said it so many times.
I mean, because it's like, I think it was so big back then, because actually I don't really know fucking why it was so big. It just was
feel like
thing.
There wasn't a lot of beauty content back then, so a lot of the people were like, how do I do this? How do I do that?
It was like the boom.
It was the boom.
And it was led by drama as well, you know.
After that, I feel like everyone kind of had to figure out which direction they were going to go to. Did you ever find yourself kind of like confused where your place was on social media?
Are you fucking kidding? I would like to think that this is something I only just now realized. You know, what I was not doing wrong, but not doing. You know, I sat down with Kyle, and Kyle she's just so great. And we were just talking about, you know, like, obviously I want to impact people. Like, I want to create stuff that makes people think, that makes people feel in general, whether that's smiling, you know, going internal. And she was saying, Brendan, do you realize why people follow you? I'm like, I mean, not fucking really. No. She's like, they follow you for you. They follow you because you are you. And so the best thing that you can do is
be you.
Be you, which sounds so stupid. Like, I'm like, be yourself, but it's so true. When you are yourself, whoever and whatever that is, and if you don't know, that's fine too. Now that's, you know, a little task and a little mission that you can do by learning what you like and don't like and having opinions. I think that's a great way to get to know who you are.
I think we've been on social media around the same time.
Absolutely.
So longevity is something that is so hard to have and so hard to keep up with, because sometimes, like you said, you're not the same person you were then. So sometimes even me as a creator, I'm like, fuck, like, I'm not doing what I was doing 5 years ago. I'm doing something wrong. And no, sometimes it's hard to get it to our heads that it's okay if we're not doing the same crazy shit we were doing 5 years ago, because we're someone else now. But like you said, we still have to be ourselves at that moment. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Well, and then you get an audience that is going to follow you because you're you. You know, I mean, it may not even be someone that is interested in beauty or interested in whatever you're posting, maybe like the specifics of the content, but it's the personality that's shining. And I think I realized, okay, maybe I'm just thinking about this too hard. You know, like maybe I'm trying to be something I'm not, which is, you know, something that the beauty world that I always hated was how polished it was. You know, the videos were so crisp. It was done in an excellent studio with a great audio, great lighting, just great everything. The makeup was crisp. And you know what? That is killer, sickening artistry.
It is.
I will fucking applaud that. Like, that is killer. But that is not for me. Personally.
And that's exactly how I felt too, because when I was doing just beauty content, you would look up to these other creators and I was like, fuck. They are not cussing. They're not speaking Spanish in my view. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them, like, so for me, you know, for a long time,
they all have good posture.
Yes. For a long time, I was trying to keep up with that. You know, I wasn't cussing. I wasn't doing this. I was so formal. I was this and that. When I broke from that cycle, when I said, you know what, this isn't me, I'm going to do me. That's when I feel like my success really came about.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly.
Because I feel like, yes, I was successful during the Beauty Boys. Yes, you know, I was getting recognized, but I feel like I didn't get all the recognition I have now until I transitioned into who I really was.
Who you were.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I'm going through right now. Exactly to the T, because for so long, I just cared about, okay, what do I need to do in order to make things work? In order to get, you know, engagement working, in order to have people interested. But then I realized I was caring about the wrong fucking shit. I was literally giving my power away by caring about the likes, by caring about the comments, by caring about how do I get a business out of, you know what I mean? The more I tapped into who I was, had fun with it, and the less I almost gave a shit in a way, the better everything has been, and the more fun I've had in life. And now I don't hate social media anymore, because I've made it my own, and all the gritty gloriness that it is.
And everything will just come. You know, everything, when you're having fun, because I feel like when you're having fun on social media, people can tell. When you're doing it because you're enjoying it, you're enjoying yourself, people can tell, you know what I mean? So,
but when you're doing it because you want to gain following,
and they can tell that too, you know what I mean?
It's just not favorable.
I feel like now that you're, you know, figuring out, and you've been figuring out, you know, your purpose or what you want to do on social media, everything else, you know, the money, the engagement, everything else will just come flowing in.
Well, and it's just like, I guess it definitely was sadly a priority of mine, all of that for sure at one point, because, you know, you're looking at everyone else and they're doing it. And you're like, well, where's my turn? Like, why don't I get that?
Or what are they doing that I'm not doing?
That's exactly.
Yes. But I feel like even as a creator, even I feel like successful creators, because I've had convos with, you know, people that I'm like, oh my God, like, how are they doing it? They think like that too. I think as a creator, we're always constantly like trying to compare ourselves and our success to other people. And I feel like the moment, I used to do that a lot.
Honey,
I used to do that a lot.
It was a daily thing for me.
And I feel like the moment I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus on me, and I stopped scrolling and just, you know, focus on my content.
That's and your audience.
And my audience. That's when I was like, okay, whatever I have, I'm grateful for it. If someone has more, cool. You know what I mean?
But then you're focusing on your, you know, community you're building. Because you're really building like a relationship with people. And you're building a space for yourself, because I get what it feels like to not have a space, you know, and to feel like, I feel fucking weird, dude. Like, there's just, I don't fit in this influencer shit. I don't. And you don't have to, but you have the power to make your own space.
Period.
And there's going to be people that are going to fucking get along with that shit too and want to jump on board.
There's room for all of us, and it's just a matter of patience. It's a matter of enjoying what you're doing. Because for me, I found it very, very, the moment I started seeing everything as a job, that's when I stopped having fun.
It's not fucking, like, you don't want to fucking like feel
work.
like you're
I'm like, I just want to have have fun and have the money flow in. You know?
Yeah, I do want a hardworking husband though.
After, going through all those funky like phases, where do you see yourself now?
So like I said, I have definitely, just like you, I've prioritized like creating my own space. And I feel like my mind is just insane.
Yeah.
Like in the most respectful way possible. I have a crazy ass mind and I just come up with lots of things. So I'll write like mini little like montages of skits. Like I just had something blow up on TikTok the other day. I think I posted 2 days ago and it has like 1 million or something.
Oh shit.
Which is a lot for me.
No,
because
that's a lot.
I never really used TikTok.
Yeah.
I've never had a TikTok video get that many views. And I was literally just at Disneyland and I had my sister film just me around doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Just stupid shit. But like it comes up to me on the spot. So like one of the things was like, I think the first line I said was, I've had more iced coffee today than your average spin class twink. And people just, it's like quotable and people get off that big. They're like, oh my God, that's so me, which honestly, it's so me too. Yeah. Like that's why I'm saying it and I'm doing it, because I'm just honestly being myself and putting montages in it. I guess we could call it like in a comedy style of skit style. But they're not really scripted, but then they kind of will be at times. So I do write a little bit as well. But my whole goal with that essentially is I'm kind of creating like my own, not IP, but just it's like almost like a character in a way, but it's still me.
It's a part of
It's a part of me. But it's even more me than I've ever been in my real life, because this is honestly how I am in real life. But now I'm just putting it on camera. Like these are the things I think of like when I'm like in line for Starbucks. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, that dog looks like a fucking Priscilla. Like just stupid shit like that, like improv-y style. That we're just putting together in these little like 30-second, 40-second montage video clips, very fast-paced cuts. That's shareable and hopefully will bring some joy to people's day. And I don't know, I like when it makes me smile so much when they're like, this is the funniest thing I've seen today.
And it makes you, it inspires you to keep going. It inspires you, and you're like, okay, like they love it.
I'm happy with it because, to be honest, I'm being myself in these videos. Some of them can be scripted, but it's something I thought of. I thought of it, and so I'm just being myself. And my hope and goal with these videos is to get people to be more themselves, more unhinged, more gritty, more real, more raw, like fucking messy. Like it's so, life is so beautiful when you're a clusterfuck. It is. I hate like the whole hoity-toityness. I want to wear a thong in this like capitalistic ass meeting and just be like, hey girls, anyone got a cigarette? To all these like 50-year-old men. Like that's like, I just want to like burn things down. Let me not say that.
I'm like, just not my house, please.
Not a house, systems.
All right, you guys. So after, I feel like this convo that I just had with you, was so powerful. And I feel like a lot of people watching and hearing at home are going to be able to get something from this and like take it with them. So before we end today's episode, you guys, I want to go ahead and hear what's next for Brandon Jordan.
So I'm working on a lot of, I guess, like the formal acting right now. I've been really studying and working hard on that because I think representation's everything. And I would like to see someone, if not me, someone like me up there on the screen, because I think it would have made it easier for me when I was little to see someone out there just being their fucking selves. I think there's power in film to change the world. There really is. Film has influence, and film is something that goes down in history and time, and to be a part of that in any capacity would just be an absolute honor. So that's something I'm working hard on right now. I've done a couple of things that I can't wait to have come out. But Slowly but surely, honey. I'm just working hard as fuck on that.
All right, you guys. So with that being said, make sure you guys go ahead and follow Brandon on all his social medias, which I'll leave down below, as well as here on the screen. And also don't forget to follow me on my social medias so you guys won't miss any future episodes. And with that being said, thank you so much for being with us here today. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.